Of course, you know what week it is. It's going to be Amazon Prime Week, which means I'm going to show you some great things that you can get on Amazon Prime Days for your travel adventure. So let's get started. Last week I did a video on things that I take on the plane with me to help make my actual flight better, and you can find that video right up here or in the video description. So I'm not going to cover those things today, but I wanted to bring you some other things that I have used on my travel adventures that have been very useful and proved to be very convenient for me, and I'm going to bring you those now, so let's get started. This first item is this right here. This is a stand for your phone. And yes, there are a lot of stands out there, but what makes this great is it's MagSafe, so it just attaches to anything that's a MagSafe type of phone, and it easily comes on and off if you don't want it. It has a lot of different angles. I mean, this thing can go in so many different angles. It's amazing. And what I like about that is if I'm shooting something, let's say if you're like me and you're a content creator, or you just like having some selfies and videos of you while you're traveling, this is magnetic too. I can stick this to a car and have it be out like this and be able to videotape something, especially if you're traveling alone and you kind of feel like you just need someone like they're actually filming for you. This is great. I actually use this to film a lot when I'm on my travel adventures. Because of its magnet, it'll stick to anything metal like a car, a refrigerator side, or even a pole. I've even used it in the airport to stick to something and it'll be able to have me talking on it. This is a wonderful thing to have, and it packs up nice and, compact, just like this. So if you don't want to have it on, you can pack it away in your pocket quickly and easily. And it's metal, so it's going to withstand a lot. And it's just one of my favorite things. I use this on the daily, but it's one of my favorite things for travel adventures. This next item isn't glamorous, but it's something that I really like on my travel adventures, and that is a really stretchy shoe bag. As you can see, this is nice and stretchy, so you can even fit things like this. Has an ankle boot in here, and that way it'll fit all of your shoes easily. You don't have to worry about trying to struggle and push a shoe into something that doesn't conform to your shoe shape. I like it because it's long, so if you tend to have larger feet, this thing will stretch over your shoes, and it's washable. So if it gets a little dirty or something, you can just throw these in the washer and they get really clean. It is soft. It's not going to damage my shoes. And I like that they're individual, because when I pack my shoes and my carry-on luggage, or any luggage, I like to separate my shoes because I don't necessarily want a big bulky thing of shoes. Sometimes by separating your shoes in your luggage, it actually allows you to have more space. So yes, you're playing a little Tetris, but it allows you to separate your shoes into different areas and have a little bit more versatility in your packing. And I just want to show you one shoe. I wasn't going to show any shoes, but I'm going to show a shoe in this. Ladies, this shoe by Crocs is amazing. This is all plastic like a Croc. It's so cute on, so comfortable. What I love about this is these thin straps. If you're someone who walks around and you tend to get those rub points like on your little toe or on a bunion or on a heel, this here is so very few touch points on the foot, but yet you still are able to walk. Super flexible, all plastic, so if you want to wear it to the beach, you want to wear it to the pool, anything like that, it can get completely wet. You can dry it off with tissues or whatever and just take these along with you. I just love these. They come in a variety of colors, and this is one of my travel must-haves now, because especially for summer, when I want to have something that I can get wet, I can get sandy, I can get dirty, I can rinse this completely off in the shower, dry it off, stick it back in my shoe bag, and I'm off to go. This is one of my favorite travel items to take with me, and it's an exfoliating cloth. It's made out of nylon, so it dries really, really quick. And I actually timed it for you. I got out of the shower with this and I just kind of shook it out. You shake it really hard. It gets most of the water out. And I hung it on the shower door, and in 10 minutes, it was completely dry where I could pack it up. I love this because if you want to scrub and really get like suntan lotion and things like that off of you, this does it. Plus, if I want to go ahead and scrub my back, this allows me to really get and be able to scrub my back, and get anything off, especially when you've got suntan lotions and things like that on. And I get a nice good scrub for, very little space. This folds up nicely and it fits right in my little toiletries bag. These are great to have, and I think they've come in a variety of colors, but I've just chosen this one. But another great thing to have if you like to get really clean on your travel adventures. Speaking of fun in the sun, this bag is something that I take on all my travel adventures. I showed this in part of the video, but not as part of the products last week, so I wanted to actually show this. This is a waterproof swimsuit bag, and what I love about it is it's soft like silk. It's waterproof from the outside and the inside, and that way, on my travel adventures, I'm able to use this as a little pillow if I have my head on the side there, and it's a nice little thing to have. I keep my bathing suit and my wrap in here, and my wrap can act as a little blanket on the airplane and things like that. So I always keep this packed because I always travel with a bathing suit. But this is really soft. It almost feels like a silk pillow. And even if your bathing suit is really, really wet, it will not soak through this. I actually bought like 5 different kinds of these things. This was one of the few that really was truly waterproof. There were others that said they were waterproof, but when I put a wet bathing suit in it, it actually eventually soaked through, and this didn't do that. So I highly recommend this one. It has a little strap, so if you want to, if you're hanging it outside of a bag or something like that, you can do that. And it comes in a variety of designs. I just thought this was kind of cute, but it's just really soft and perfect to have. Like I said, multi-purpose. You can use it as a pillow on your flight. Keep everything dry, and you're not going to have a wet bathing suit leaking all over the inside of your personal item bag. Another item I always bring with me is this. It's an extension cord. And the reason why I like this is because it has a grounded plug. So if I want to plug in something like something that's going to require a lot of power, let's say a iron or a hot pot or something like that, it's going to allow me to plug that either right in here or right in here. You can see that these are grounded plugs, and as you can see here, it has USB-C and USB-A, 2 of those plugs to plug in other, appliances or other things that you have. It has a cord that's not too long, but as most of us know, you get to some of these Airbnbs or hotel rooms and the plugs are just not convenient, and I need something that's going to allow me to, get an extension to have a CPAP going, or, have my computer plugged in, or something's behind a bed and I can't get everything plugged in. I can plug this in there. It's a pretty flat cord, so that's nice. And then everything can be plugged right into this. The cord wraps around itself and then it plugs right in here so that it keeps it nice and tidy. And then you just have a nice little rubber band that's attached to this to keep everything nice and tidy for you. So this comes with me on all my travel adventures. Since we're into electronics, let's go on to this, which is a little travel hairdryer. 3 times this year, I have traveled and there was not a blow dryer in my hotel or Airbnb, either because they didn't provide it, it was broken, or somebody stole it. I don't know. Anyway, I didn't have one. I'm so glad that I brought a hairdryer with me. This one happens to be a dual voltage hairdryer. So if you do a lot of international travel, this one is for you. It has a little switch here that's going to allow you to switch it from 120 to 220, and it actually packs a pretty powerful punch. I'm really surprised at how well this little blow dryer dries my hair. It doesn't take up much room. As you can see, it folds down, and if you don't want to take the whole bag, you don't have to, but I just like it because it comes in a bag and it comes with a diffuser. So if you have wavy or curly hair and you want to use a diffuser, this is great. And it also comes with a focus. I call it a focus. I don't know what the real name is, but something where you want to focus the air down. Let's say you're styling your hair. It comes with one of those as well. It also comes with its own little adapter, and this adapter will work in Europe and in Asia for the most part. And it'll allow you to be able to plug it in. You won't need a converter or anything, just the adapter. And again, it comes in its own little mesh bag, so you can keep everything together, keep everything nice and tidy, and put that into your check baggage. Or, for me, even if I'm traveling carry-on only, I will take a blow dryer now because, like I said, 3 times now, no blow dryer. And it was a pain in the butt. This electric kettle is great. It's dual voltage, so you can use it in the US and any other country because it's dual voltage. It has a nice insulated lid, a nice 3-prong grounded power cord. It has fold-out handles, so that way it keeps it much more compact. It has a base here that screws off so that you can put this on. This is your actual heating element that you will have for heating up your water. And on this heating element part, it has your dual voltage switch right here. So you just switch this over from 120 to 220, and then it screws onto the bottom here really easily. You just match up these little things and turn it. And now this is going to give you a nice kettle to heat water or even hard boil eggs, things like that. So if you need a breakfast in the morning, you don't want to pay for a $35 breakfast, heat some hard-boiled eggs up in here, make yourself a cup of coffee, and you're off to go. And at night, when you get back to your room, you just want a little cup of tea or maybe some broth, or even you just want to have dinner in your room because you've just been out all day and you just want to rest and got a little bit of ramen or something. You can heat some water in here and then cook that up. You don't want to cook necessarily food in here. It's more for just heating up water. But again, this is a great thing. Again, dual voltage, and a great little cook kettle to take with you on your travel adventures. Since we're talking about food, we're going to talk about this next item, which is this collapsible bowl. It's silicone, and it has a nice big bowl to put in things like soups and salads or stews or things like that. Normally I travel with some sort of food with me because most U.S. airlines do not provide a meal anymore, and if they do, it leaves little to be desired, and I like to have something healthy, and I pack it in this. This way I have it in a leak-proof container. This will actually not leak. You can put water or soup in it. It will not leak. And the lid latches down. So it's really locked into this. It's not just going to pop off somewhere. And then when I'm done eating, all I have to do is go rinse all this out and fold it right back down into this really flat format. And then it fits right back into my personal carry-on. Nice and easy. And it becomes something that I use during my travel adventures to store food or leftovers, or like I said, you want to have ramen or something, you can put it in here and sit back in your room, pop on a movie, and just sit in your room, relax and eat. So another great one. This is by Stojo, and this comes with me on most of my travel adventures. Of course, since we're talking about food, that means we want to have some utensils with us so we can actually eat those things. And I keep all of those in this little bag here. This is my little in-flight utensil and condiment bag. And if you want to see everything that's in this, let me know in the comments below. Say, please show me what's in your little travel eating condiments bag, and I'll do a video on that. But I'm going to show you two things that I use that I think you might want on your travel adventure. Number one is a pair of titanium chopsticks. And these are, the reason why I choose titanium is because it's so light and nice and light to take with you. These are wonderful because they have a little bit of a ridge on the tips here. So when you're actually using your chopsticks, they actually keep everything on the chopsticks. And again, they're compact. So they telescope right back down into themselves. They're just like this, and then they pop back out. Now, one thing I will tell you is once they pop out, pull each section and give it a twist. Because if you don't, it ends up just going back in like this. You have to give it a little twist. And that way, when you're ready to eat, these things don't just go back in and, you know, your food is falling all over the place. So give it a little twist. They're lightweight, great chopsticks to have. If you want to have ramen or eat something or mix something up at your Airbnb or something like that, chopsticks are a great thing to have. Of course, if you don't want to use chopsticks, you can always use a spoon and fork. And this is my favorite because it folds out like this. It locks into place, and I have a nice fork and a nice spoon to use to eat whatever I bring with me. And I've used this several times, like if I've gone out to get something, you know, you're walking about and they give you an ice cream and it's starting to melt and it's a cone and you didn't have it, I can actually use my little spoon here. I have this with me all the time. It's also titanium, nice and lightweight, folds up just this small right here. It would fit on a keychain. It even has a little place where you can put it on a keychain or a carabiner. And I use this thing all the time. It's one of my favorites. And of course I use it on the plane to eat my salad or whatever it is I'm bringing. And again, folds up. All these fold up and fit into this little pouch for my travel adventures. These next couple things are essentials that come with me on every single travel adventure. And one is a door lock. This is going to allow me to slip this into the actual latch part of the door and then put this on, and it physically blocks the door from being opened. So even if you're at a hotel and someone has a key, they cannot enter your room at all. And this allows me to feel really safe and sleep well at night. This is metal. That's what I like about it. I've had some that were plastic and I just felt like, you know, they might break, but this is all metal. And as you can see here, it has a couple of different sizes. So for most hotels, you're going to want to use this size because their latches are bigger, and for residential doors this size. So these are really important to have if you're traveling, not even just by yourself, with anyone. Just knowing you can go to bed at night and know that nobody can come into your room. This is something that comes with me on all my travel adventures. This next item is a rechargeable nightlight, and it also has motion sensor. So it'll turn on and blink like this to let you know that it's actually turned on, and then it'll turn off, and then anytime it sees any motion, it will turn on. It's USB-C rechargeable, so you can recharge it on the go. You don't have to worry about batteries or anything. This is also magnetic, so if you have something metal that you can put it to, like some of bathroom mirrors have some metal on them, you can set it up like that. This is motion activated, so as soon as it sees any motion in the dark, it won't turn on during the day, but in the dark, it'll automatically have that soft glow. It'll stay on for about, I don't know, maybe 10 seconds just to light up enough. So it's great to put in a bathroom. I just set this up along the bathroom near where it can see the entrance. So as soon as it sees any movement, it kind of lights up and kind of guides me into a bathroom. One thing I hate when I go to a hotel is I get up in the middle of the night and I'm disoriented and I just want to get to the bathroom, and I've walked into a wall. This is going to help me get to the bathroom, and nice and safe. And again, USB rechargeable. If you've ever been to a hotel or Airbnb and have cursed going, why don't they have a hook on the bathroom door or hook anywhere for anything? This item's for you, and it is a nice, sturdy, adjustable hook. This is a great sturdy hook for like backpacks, anything heavy. It'll hang on this, and this little screw at the top allows this to be adjustable. So this will allow it to expand out to a more commercial sized door or to go into something that's more residential. A trick for this is if you have a door and you can't get up to the top and tighten the screw, which most of us can't, put this on the side of the door, get this to slide to where you need it, tighten it up with your little multi-tool. I always carry a little multi-tool with me. Tighten that up and then slide it on top to the top of the door, and that way it's hanging and already ready for you to use. This is a must-have for most of my travel adventures. Like I said, a lot of places don't have it. This allows you to swing it around and makes it really compact. I keep this in a little laundry kit that I take with me, and I've done a couple of videos on that before, but this is one of my favorite hooks. If you want something smaller, you don't want something that's big, this is another great hook. It has a little bit of a spring-loaded, I guess, bar right here. So it also will go from something this narrow to this wide. It's not as big of a hook, but if you want to hang a toiletry bag or a robe or something, this is great to have. Mine's covered in painter's tape because when I slide this onto the door, I don't want it to scratch somebody's door or the hotel's door. So this painter's tape just kind of keeps it so that it doesn't leave that black mark or some sort of scratch on the door. But this one fits right in my toiletries bag, so I always have this one with me. And then most of the time I bring this with me too, because I'm always trying to find different things like towels, backpacks, toiletry bags, makeup bags, whatever to hang. These are great things to have. This next one is rubber bands. No, it's actually a folding hanger. And how many times I go to places and I have to, like every Airbnb, do you have some extra hangers? I can hang some things up. This is a great one to have, and it works great with something like this. So you can at least hang your jacket, or if you've had to wash something on your travel adventure, this is great to have. The reason why I keep these rubber bands with it is because if you're hanging something that tends to slide off, if you put a few of these rubber bands on the edges of this, it will keep it from falling off. Just that little bit of rubber just kind of keeps things nice and stable and not sliding off the ends of these. I love these little folding hangers. Like I said, jackets, if you've washed something, a towel even, if you have a blouse that you want to steam or spray and get wrinkles out of, it's a great thing to have because, like I said, most of the time, people don't have enough hangers, and just that one extra hanger can make all the difference, and it folds up nice and small. I would say the negative thing about this is this little thing does not fit over a standard closet rod. So it's why, you know, things like these hooks are important, because then I can hang this over the door and at least get this hung, you know, use it and hang it up. So it folds up nice and tiny, just like this. And then I just put these rubber bands around it just so I can keep them around them and not lose them. So that's it. So that's it, folks. Those are all my favorite Amazon Prime items that I think you would love to have on your next travel adventure. If there's something that you love and you want to share with us, Put that in the comments because I'm always looking for a new travel gadget. Until the next time, remember, travel adventure favors the prepared. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.